Frank and Eva grew up just a stone's throw apart. Frank was a rough kid, all elbows and attitude. Evie was quiet, imaginative, even as a little girl, concerned that her doll's hair was out of place. They must have crossed paths 100 times, but never actually met till high school, a baseball game. Frank, the catcher, Evie volunteered at the concession stand, carried water to the players in the dugout. Frank, in all his catcher's gear, looked large and a bit menacing, but there was something about the way he looked at her and mumbled, "Thanks, Eva." "How does he know my name?" she thought. They both held the water bottle a little too long. Heads turned. Someone called out, "Frank and Evie!" And so it was. High school sweethearts from that very moment. They married just after graduation, the day Frank turned 19. Lived with his parents in the garage apartment. Frank worked in his father's hardware store. Evie clerked for her uncle, an insurance agent. At night, lying in bed, pressed close, side by side, they whispered their future into being. In a few years, they were ready to look for their own home. Frank's buddy Owen was a realtor and showed them some houses, but nothing felt right. Out driving one day, they saw a man put a sign in his yard. Frank stopped a little too suddenly. Evie put her hand on his arm. "Ask him," she whispered. They were only just inside the door when they exchanged a look. They knew. This is it. This is home. This is where their future unfolds. Evie blinked back a tear and squeezed Frank's hand hard. Right here, just inside the door, she could see all the years ahead. In the intricate interconnections of her hippocampus and amygdala, the synapses exploded like fireworks in a July night sky. The visions rushed through her head, a cartwheeling kaleidoscope of memories yet to be. A baby shower, a child learning to walk, birthday parties, first day of school, a scraped knee, sleepovers, 2 dogs and a cat, a cage full of finches, boyfriends, prom nights, a wedding, grandkids. It was all right there, right now. She lifted her right hand, touched Frank's chin, turned his head till their eyes met. She watched a tear slide down his cheek. This, she thought, is a glimpse of heaven. He hiked in the day before, pitched the tent as the sun set, built a frugal fire in a circle of stones, heated a freeze-dried foil pouch for supper, and ate it with a long spoon. He said a practiced prayer as he clicked off the tent light. Short, he thought, but heartfelt. His relationship to God had always been, well, complicated. He slept soundly in the dark woodlands. Rising before sunup, he rustled up the fire and made a cup of camp coffee, spitting out the gritty grounds as he sipped. In the morning light, he gathered his gear and headed for the stream, cobwebs colluding to clog up his advance. The water was just as he remembered from last year, flowing to the southeast, fallen leaves afloat on the flat surface tension. He pulled on the waders, assembled his rod, and selected a handmade fly. As he waded into the stream, the weight of the water squeezed the waders against his bare legs. He stood midstream, studying the water, the banks, the brush, the tree, looking for that little dimple where he could flick the fly. The unwrinkled water mirrored the world above in dizzying detail. In one long, smooth motion, he flexed the rod. The leader uncoiled into the cool air. Just as the fly alighted, a shaft of sunlight cut through the branches, illuminating the landing. A small circle of wafting waves refracted the sunlight, sending a billion sparks of flaming photons speeding through his eyes, exciting the retinal cones, sending electrical impulses down the optic nerves to the back of his brain, where the signals were converted to this vision, stored in his brain to recall forever whenever he thought of this instant. He blinked a tear at the magnificent beauty of this still, quiet moment. This, he thought, is a glimpse of heaven. Dorothy didn't mind cooking, it just took too much time, which was in short supply anyway. But she loved the meals, the family time. She stood at the sink, rinsing a measuring cup. Matt sneaked in from behind and clutched her tight, his hand slipping under her apron and caressing her, unseen. His other hand pulled back her hair. His lips touched her ear. "Later, Dottie," he whispered, then shouted, "Table, now!" She pushed him away, holding her now damaged ear. He backed into the dining room, palms up, feigning ignorance, repeating the call. "Table, now!" The dog, Lucy, showed up first, claiming the usual spot between the men. Easy marks. Carter and Beth slouched into the dining room like hostages. Carter with his phone. Dad shot him a look. "Not here." He retreated, then reappeared, deviceless. Matt pointed toward the kitchen. "Go." The dog looked confused. The kids turned to the kitchen for hardware. Carter, the tallest of us all, collected plates, silverware, glasses. He always tried to make it in one trip. It was a thing. Beth, always the middle child, complained. Wren suddenly appeared in the kitchen, sweaty, hopping on one foot and the other, hands flapping as the questions squirted out. When do we eat? We eating now? Where's my big doll? I lost one of my shoes. Can you tie my hair back? I'm hot. Where's Lucy? Renata was actually her name, but everybody just called her Wren. And she was. Just a tiny little wren, hopping around, full of restless energy, chirping non-stop. Dogs at the table, same as you, she waved Wren to the dining room. All seated, they served themselves with clattering plates and clinking silverware. They paused. Matt extended his hands around the table. Let's give thanks. They joined hands, Lucy watching every movement closely, her chin resting on the edge of the table. Did she close her eyes too? He began. Our Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for the many blessings. You can't say that, Wren blurted out. That's Granddad's prayer. They stared at her. Well, yeah, Matt said, but I don't think he has exclusive rights, and it reminds us of him. Wren cocked her head, squinted her eyes. Okay. Beth rolled her eyes and snorted. Carter grinned. Lucy nosed Matt's arm. Matt resumed. As the prayer ended, they opened their eyes, still holding hands. Angela met their eyes, one by one, each in turn, accepting the mystical magic of the love that filled their hearts, this room, this home, their lives. This, she thought, is a glimpse of heaven. Something had changed. Maybe it was nothing more than his own attitude, but something had definitely changed. Recently. Yesterday? Day before? He couldn't put a finger on it. The counselor had cautioned there could be big mood swings at this stage, but this felt organic, not emotional. Like his body was suddenly still and quiet in ways it had not been since the doctor delivered the diagnosis and the ticking clock to his own demise. The oncologist maintained a practiced, clinical calm, but averted his eyes, looking at the chart as he spoke. His immediate thought was Rita. How could he tell her? How could he deliver the news that would change both their lives forever when his forever now had an end date? Rita was stronger than he imagined, watching him closely as he spoke, limp hands in her lap, the only sign of her initial despair. Over the next couple days, she ran through all 12 stages of grief almost by the hour. How can this be? This can't be right. How did we not know? I wish it was me. Maybe they missed something. We should get another opinion. There must be more options for treatment. This isn't fair. Before landing on hope. We can do this. We'll get through this together. But that was only half true. He would not get through this. As the months passed, he tried to remain calm for Rita, but inside he seethed with outrage at the cosmic blunder, the errant gamma ray that had snipped a chain and turned one cell into a murderous assassin, working in the deep recesses of his body, replicating, growing, spreading until it could no longer hide as his body revolted against the alien presence. But something had changed. Rita saw it too. She held his hand, searched his eyes, and remarked that he seemed almost happy. And yes, that was it. In these quiet moments of late, he was again happy, as he had not been for so many months. He was happy, knowing with every still vibrating fiber of his being that Rita had already found the meaning of this trial. She would survive and be stronger. He smiled, blinked away a tear. Soon he could close his eyes and see so much more than just a glimpse of heaven. The wind is light this morning, the water rolling slowly. That's what he likes. Under 8 knots, it won't get choppy. Even with a full sail on a broad reach, the boat won't heel much. That keeps the dog happy. She loves sailing, but hates getting wet. On the water, she stands tall on the high-side trampoline, nose to the wind. Her 80 pounds is just about right to keep the boat flat on the water. When he tacks, she ducks under the sail to the opposite trampoline, again, high and dry. Well, mostly dry. There's always some spray. Hobie's sailing kayak rides the water as low as a go-kart. It's early May, midweek. Quiet. Not another boat in sight. Sailing Possum Kingdom Lake can be tricky. The channel's narrow with tall cliffs on one side. The southwest wind blows straight down the channel today, perfect setup to take him to his favorite spot. He watches the telltales as he turns slightly across the wind, pulls the main sheet in, cleats it tight. The sail creaks with tension as the boat responds. The dog lays down on the trampoline, settling in for the ride. As they drift along, he watches ahead, the sunlight sparkling on the blue water. On this reach, the boat can almost match the speed of the wind, but it can change at any moment. The cliffs play hell with the wind. He keeps the main sheet in his hand. He centers the boat in the channel, but watches the flags flying over docks on the opposite shore. Good indicators. The dog jumps to attention as ducks skim across the water. She looks back for his approval. Just south of the dam, a line of 80-foot cliffs wraps around the first bend in the river. He heads for a cleft in the cliffs where driftwood piles up like a giant game of pickup sticks. Egrets eye him warily. A turtle plops into the water. A great blue heron honks loudly. The dog rises, pacing the trampoline. She loves these close encounters. He slides into the shadow of the cliffs so close he can almost touch the sedimentary striations that mark 1,000,000 years. The wind drops to just a breath. The boat slows. The only sound is the water lapping the stone wall. Cliff swallows swirl around the mud nest above. He drops a hand into the cool water. A perch darts away. A small cedar clings to a crack in the cliff face above. A bright green snake stretches out from the leaves. A fat, buzzing bumblebee bounces between the blossoms of a prickly pear. A spiny lizard skitters up the rocks. This is his church. This is where he comes to speak with God in all his majesty and mystery. He closes his eyes to know the infinity of the moment. His breath pauses. He feels the mainsheet in his right hand. It pulls this sail, and it pulls on the history of thousands of years of sailors before him, perfecting the craft of riding the wind on the Nile, the Mediterranean, the great oceans of the world. Here, on the blue Brazos, he sails through that history like fallen leaves on water, scattered by the wind they may harness but never tame. A cold, wet nose breaks the moment. The dog is eager to get moving. He pushes her nose away. "Come on, Daisy. Let's head home." She snorts and prances to the port trampoline, away from the cliffs. He pushes the tiller to turn out of the shadows. The sail swells as it catches the wind. He pulls it tight, cleats it, close hauled. He likes sailing upwind. Just as they cross out of the cliff shadow, a red-tailed hawk calls sharply, high above. The dog raises her head. He shields his eyes, looks up the massive wall to the blue sky above. The hawk sails silently on the wind rising off the cliffs. He marvels at its skill and control. It dips a wing, turns a tight circle to eye this little red boat with a man and a dog 100 feet below, then disappears over the ancient escarpment. This, he thought, is a glimpse of heaven.